Good evening. Welcome to this open discussion. I'm a guest on a WhatsApp group under the theme Development, hosted by Mr. Tinashe Zamindo. So I'll get the questions and pose the questions to you. So what is it that is being asked? Is what I can then share with you. In the meantime, I will also share the Zoom link so that those who wish to join can also join independently. So the Zoom link is here. I'll post it on the wall so that those who wish to access it can also directly come on the show. So this is it. This is your time to ask questions, whatever you have in mind. Let's hear what it is towards the Zimbabwe that we think independence are. So let's look at the questions and let's deal with the questions as they come along. Those who want to join can join the live discussion so that we take it from that position. So I'll take the questions that come through. Those who want to join can also join directly on Zoom. So here we are. I also post it on Twitter so that those who wish to join, they can also join directly, and so that we can all share the same platform and hear what the voices are. So here we are on the 10th of on the 10th of November 2019. This is the day before the UDI, the Unilateral Declaration of Independence. And so that's where we are. So let's get it going. So I'll check the questions that come through the WhatsApp group, and those who want to join can join directly. And so that's my question. So let me look at the question and then I can be able to read it to you. And good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
My question.
Yeah.
Which is our way forward?
Okay. Yeah, the same question has been raised in the group.
Okay.
Let me just check what the question is. Good evening. My question, how can we talk about the economy in Zimbabwe while there are industries that are functioning and most people are not employed and we don't have our own currency? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about that question?
We cannot talk of it. Economy definitely in Zimbabwe right now because there's no money. There's nothing that is called Zimbabwe. So people are surviving. I'm not sure how the government sees it possible that people would live without money or food, and why the international community is quiet while Zimbabweans are perishing with no medicines, with no food, with nothing on their table, no water, no electricity. It has never happened anywhere in the world to come to such a point. And when the government is actually there and not making sure of putting those things right. So as Zimbabweans like us in the diaspora, which is our homes now, we cannot afford going home or looking after our people at home, because even if we send money, those people do not get enough of that money for them to live.
Right. So that's your view, and that's let me also put my thinking cap on it for Mr. Kalenga, who raised that question. So I'll do a voice note, then I will share with the group. Okay, the question.
Thank you.
The question is, how can we talk about the economy?
Yes. What are we supposed to talk about right now?
We can. The question is, how can we talk about it? So I'm just saying is, if we look at the economy and look at what is the problem, we can talk about the facts that exist in the economy, and we can share ideas on what needs to happen to secure a better life for the people who are aspirational, who are passionate about adding value to whatever they wish to add. Zimbabwean economy is an economy for all. The time we think it is the government that creates the economy. But the reality is government is only a small portion of at the individual level. When you look at the circumstances that people have to live through, those who are working people, the income they generate is not sufficient to cover the cost of living for them to reproduce their labor. When that happens, we all must know there is a problem. How best can it be fixed? First, we must recognize what the problem is, where government comes in, and where the people who act in the name of government also come in. Sometimes we believe that people in government are little messiahs, when in reality they are not. They are just fallible and mortal human beings like you and me. So we all don't have the means to know what we don't know. And what we don't know in an economy is bigger than what we pretend to know. So the reality that is revealed to us is so small. But there are principles that inspire human creativity and innovation. Those ideas, those ideals are not present in Zimbabwe, because there are people like us who, when elected, they believe genuinely that they know better and they are little messiahs. So every day they are opening this or that project as if it's theirs, as if it's the role of government to do that. Once I've been given operate a business, then I must operate it. That is one of my own observations. Let's hear your own observations. Thank you. Okay, your question? Hello? Kathleen,
Yeah.
do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, let's hear your question now because I've answered the other one.
Okay. My question is, definitely, there's no government which can give or create a job for someone. In reality, someone has got to make an effort to do something for herself or for himself. But they've got to be a playing field where things are working. But as it is right now, there's nothing that is working in Zimbabwe. How do we expect someone or
What do you think is the reason why things are not working?
because the government is not even interested in knowing that people are suffering in Zimbabwe.
So you are blaming the government?
Yes, because why should they keep soldiers and police running around with people as if we are now living in a state of emergency when people are supposed to be able to voice their concerns to the government, because the government should be listening to the people of Zimbabwe.
So imagine we were to kill everybody in government and there is no one in government anymore.
Mm.
Do you think the problems would disappear because of that?
No, it wouldn't disappear because we've actually gone 40 years with this government while they were plundering and doing everything they could in their power to take money from the coffers of the government and using it to their own benefit. So even if we kill them today, even if the next government comes today, they are not going to be able to take the mandate of bringing Zimbabwe to its own glory. We grew up in the time of Smith, where no matter how hard it was, but we had a bottle of milk on the doorstep. But right now, people in Zimbabwe cannot afford that. So even if we kill them, it won't help. But they should be able to say, we cannot be able to rule the country, and they leave.
So what would you classify as a best ruler?
Sorry, come again.
What would you classify if wishes were horses?
Mm.
What kind of people would you want in government, starting with the president? Are you satisfied that the current president is somebody you would want to be in your government?
He's not capable at all. He has been in the government for 40 years, and he was part and parcel of ZANU-PF. So how would I expect him to perform miracles and change the way he has been behaving for 40 years?
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the current president?
0.
Okay, 0.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you were in government and you were asked to identify people you have faith in, you can say, this one I can count on.
In government right now?
Yeah.
No, there's no one.
Yeah.
Because there's no new people in that government right now. All those people who are in that government have been there.
So you would want a complete overhaul.
Definitely.
Of the government.
Yes.
And if that is the case, who would you want to be the face of your government? And what would be the properties of that person?
The properties of a government, the face of a government should be a government accountable to people. Mr. Mawere, if I can bring you back to the time that we grew up, the government had institutions where we were young girls then. When we finished school, we'd go to the ministry of, whether it's Ministry of Home Affairs.
I'm just saying, Catherine, just imagine it's midnight. You were looking for 5 shining stars.
Yeah.
Who would this be? If were to name 5 people.
To name 5 people to come into this government. If
Yeah,
you're
to
new,
be in government. And you were asked to select people, starting with the president.
yeah.
Who would your preferred choice be?
My preferred choice for now, I don't even want to put forward a preferred choice, but that choice should be given to people because that's democracy. People should be able to say, we want, because people went to elections, right? And they chose someone who they didn't want him to be there. So they don't have to.
No, I'm saying is that the results were as announced, they were confirmed by the highest court of the land. Let's assume that is done.
Yeah.
You had a choice. Who you want to be in government as the head of state and head of
government? That should be left to the majority.
No, I'm talking to you. That's why I'm asking you.
When
you are saying, obviously, Mnangagwa, you're saying you don't want him.
I don't want him in his own person. I don't want the way he has done things from the word go.
Yeah, I've accepted that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is the alternative, what would be the alternative? Is there anyone who stands out right now?
Yes, there are, but it's for the people to decide.
No, I'm just saying, just for the purpose of discussion, so that at least it's your choice. You don't have to be right. And even cannot be angry with you because it is your right in terms of the Constitution to say, I don't like this, I like this one. So if it was a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we come to beauty pageants, it's supposed to be a team of people who choose people, who choose someone.
I'm saying the face of government, let's say the face of the government, one person.
If it was I would decide the government with people who have been to school and who knows what they are talking about. I wouldn't choose Mnangagwa for one reason. He doesn't know what he is.
Let's not focus on Mnangagwa. Let's focus on the alternative.
Yeah, there is already an alternative. Chamisa is there.
Okay, give us your name, your preferred name. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, Chamisa is there. He has been there. He has proven to the people.
Okay, so you are saying Chamisa is your preferred choice?
Yeah, he is. Why not? Why can't
No, you don't have to apologize or change. So according to you, Chamisa could, if given an opportunity.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Let him try. Let him take the horns. Let's see what he will do. Because if he fails, he's a chosen mandate of the people. If he fails, he will step down. It's end of. One doesn't have to go into this high office and think he's there forever, like what Mugabe did.
Okay, so we have heard. Then what? The next question is, what is the government doing to crack down corruption?
Nothing.
Are you satisfied that the government is doing what you would expect it to do?
They arrested Chombo. Wait, what is happening to Chombo? They arrested Mfumira. What is happening to Mfumira? Now there is this one called whatever. We have seen them in parliament.
So you have no confidence?
No, nothing at all. They are not doing anything.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence level?
0.
Okay, 0 out of 10.
I wouldn't invest in it, definitely. No.
No. Yeah, okay. So the question is, what is the government doing to crack down corruption? The answer from Kathleen, she's just one of 13 million. She says, I don't buy it. And that is why we have this platform to allow people like you just to express yourself. You don't even have to justify yourself. Or you can, I have 0 confidence.
You know what? If they wanted to do to justify the office which they are in, they should be honest with what they are doing, and they should tell the people what is happening. than just go on every day as if it's normal when things are not normal.
So you're saying this is an emergency situation.
Definitely, people have got no food.
And it requires a different focus.
Yes, please.
And you are not confident that the current focus would deliver the promise.
No, they've changed the currency so many times.
No. I'm saying is you are saying, according to you, you are not satisfied.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. The question is, what should be the role of the government in an economy? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think should be the weighting of government in a prosperous, inclusive, and progressive economy?
2 terms.
I'm saying is, what do you think in terms of weighting government? Should be 1, 2, or 10? Or it should be 50-50, 50 government, 50% government, 50% private sector.
Yeah, because that's the way to go, isn't it? That's a democracy.
No, what is your feeling? What should be the relative percentage?
It should be 50-50. The government in waiting should be studying the government which is in power, so that when the government in power does anything, it is corrected by the government which is waiting.
No, I'm saying the private sector in terms of creation, poverty alleviation, quality reduction.
Yeah.
Are you saying that the economy for you, it should be 50 government, 50 private sector, or it's majority private sector?
What I think is majority should be private sector.
Okay, that's fine.
Should be taking care of what the government institutions are doing, so that both of them help the country to go forward.
Okay, that's then we have Mr. Benny Manyenyeni. You know him?
Yes, I know.
He says the government's role should be that enabler. Oftentimes, meaning the government, manufactures unnecessary bureaucracy and slows down private enterprise in the process. In this case, government, both central and municipal, get so caught up in establishing why they shouldn't be done before JKL is ticked off. So he is saying that ideally, government should play the role of an enabler.
Yeah, it should be for private sector to work, isn't it?
Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So any other comment here? What is the government doing to lure? What is the government doing? Is the government doing anything, to your knowledge, to lure the people who left the country for greener pastures in the diaspora? If you were in the diaspora, with what you know in Zimbabwe, would you be ignited, inspired, provoked to rush back to Zimbabwe, or you would wait and see?
I wouldn't even, as much as I would want to, as much as I would love to go home, as much as I would want to be at home with my family, I can't even think of getting on the plane one day and going to Zimbabwe.
Because okay, so saying that you would not consider
rushing
back to Zimbabwe with what you know.
No.
Okay, that's a no, resounding no. And Alex, welcome. Alex, welcome. There's another person who has joined us. Okay. Alex seems to be, maybe he's muted or I don't know. Yeah, I think he's Kathleen. We can't see you. You are dark like.
Yeah, I'm not on the video.
Yeah, we are all black even on video.
Yeah.
Okay, any other question?
My question is to the war veteran, I think.
Okay, let's hear Alex. Hello?
Yeah, you're talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to Alex. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is to the war veteran. In fact, this actually gave me a lot of homework, especially today that they have a Remembrance Day where they are remembering their heroes. What is it that we are going to talk about or tell our grandchildren that it was once a war that liberated Zimbabwe? And if that is so, is that war, was it meant for the few people, or when they went to war, was their agenda to come back and ruin the countries what they've done? Why are they satisfied with the reason why they forged the war of white people and destroy the country? What are we going to tell our children about this war of liberation war of ZANU-PF? What is it?
Your question is war vets.
Yeah,
Those
these war veterans?
Yeah.
What is their problem? These war veterans, they didn't go to war.
What you are saying, you are asking the question about the relevance.
Yeah, what is their relevance
in the year 2019?
Yeah, what is their relevance?
What happened some 40 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think people should be asked to pay for the events of 40 years ago? Or they should, like everybody else,
they have nothing to show for it.
Yeah?
They have nothing to show that war, definitely.
No, what you're saying, if you were in government,
yeah,
you would not consider rewarding people for what happened 40 years ago.
Why would they be rewarded? They were fighting for a just cause to liberate the country. Why should they be paid? Because we have families who perished in Mutumwa. We have brothers.
No, you don't have to go further than that. All you are saying is that you don't find any justification for you to be taxed today to pay for something that happened even before you were born.
What is the mandate for them to think they have to be paid? They should tell us.
No, I'm saying it's about fighting for resources. If they can get away with your resources, so be it. But you are saying you find no justification for that.
No, not whatsoever. Because imagine they were given 2,000 when they came from war. They were given demobilization, which they ended up looting the banks again, and they should keep on top of that thing.
So you are saying, in conclusion, you are saying there is.
They have no reason whatsoever.
All right.
They should be ashamed of themselves, even talking that I was a liberation war veteran. They are not. They are useless.
Okay, so you are saying you have no appetite
whatsoever. That name should just that name should just be banished because it doesn't belong to Zimbabweans.
So you are saying one of the ways to cure the Zimbabwean problem is to not forget the past, but not reward it.
No. They don't.
All right. Okay, then which government are you referring to? The
ZANU-PF.
Zimbabwe government or the South government? I think it was in connection with a government that contributes a lot to the economy. So that is answered. You believe that the Zimbabwean government is a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. It has never done anything. They can't.
All right.
And they show us one credential, just one, Mr. Mawere. Since they got into power in 1980, can ZANU-PF definitely, honestly say to Zimbabweans, we went to war, we came and we liberated the country. This is what we have done. They should give us those credentials.
Okay. That's another one. Then the other question, Baba Mawere, you know people are tired of being told we win, we will do this and that. But after being voted in power, they don't deliver. I think we need action.
They've never delivered anything from Mugabe himself, 1980. He never delivered anything. Do you know?
You are saying that Mugabe, for 37 years,
he never delivered anything.
He failed to deliver what you thought was a promise.
Yes, he didn't.
Okay. So that's, then, Mr. You can throw your questions. Welcome, Mr. Manasseh Changirai. We still are waiting for Mr. Manasseh's question.
Okay.
So that we can hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
But what else do you think we need to interrogate?
Because you know what, Mr. Mawere, some of the questions that we ask, they are never gonna get answers, because when in other countries we see our elders being paid a pension, right? But right now in Zimbabwe, there's no pension for the elderly. There's no free health for the elderly. Neither are they getting any help from this government whatsoever. Instead, whatever they saved in NASA, because I remember NASA, people contributed to it, and even when it started, a lot of people questioned it. And so this government said, oh, this money is going to help you when you grow older. But right now in Zimbabwe, no one is getting a pension, and neither is there any money. So what is going to happen, and what is happening with those pensioners who are getting anything right now, any help right now? Imagine a parent with no child who is in the diaspora. How are those people surviving?
Okay.
Where is the welfare of that NASA?
Yeah. So you are saying that you are not happy with NASA?
No.
All right. So what is it that we can say about the promise of independence, the promise of pension? Because pension is really about you saving today so that tomorrow you can use the money.
Yeah.
Is that those people who saved money, they have been shortchanged?
Now we will hear of Mfumira making millions, Mfumira making this, Mfumira making this.
Okay.
She's left going free. What is all that?
So you are saying the government and its agents or its organ.
Yeah, because imagine, how are people surviving? Honestly, how are those elderly people surviving with no children in the diaspora who can send them some little money to get food? How are they surviving?
But where are these people who are shortchanged? Where are the pensioners?
Every Zimbabwean, even those who are still
What
young.
I'm saying is, why are they silent?
Well, let's say if they have to go and fight in the streets, they are getting killed. Where do they go? What platform can they use?
No, I'm saying is you are speaking on their behalf. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Mm.
Yeah. So why can't these people who are shortchanged begin to speak with their own voices?
Even if I speak like now, it's only me. Can that government understand what I'm
No,
saying?
you have raised an issue which is good, but let's provoke those who are pensioners.
Yeah.
Come forward and say whether they are satisfied.
I'm one of the pensioners. I never got a penny.
So you are a pensioner.
Yeah, I never got a penny from NASA. I never got my
Okay, so
penny.
you worked for the government.
Yeah, I never got a penny.
Okay. So you are saying that should we substitute those who shortchanged, or should we provoke them to use their own voices?
For the elderly, I think I remember one day I saw.
Because you are one of them.
Yeah, I saw people at home. They were at the post office and they were sleeping outside the post office. Some of them, they were told to go to NASA and then to the post office and whatever, and they were now going to the ministry. As they tried to go to the ministry, they were policemen and whatever, chasing them away. So those people who are in Zimbabwe right now, where do they, or who can they talk to? Because it looks like all the avenues of them to speak out or ask for justification of that is thwarted by this.
No, I'm saying is you are a pensioner,
Mm.
and you have already spoken and said
Yeah.
it's a rough deal. It's not
Yeah.
a fair deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if is your position, then that should be your position.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Mr. Sibanda, welcome, Philip. You can join us. There is a Zoom link. Then how come the Zimbabwe government caused the country to downgrade from being a lower middle income country to a low income country in 6 months? How come government cannot do anything to get Zimbabwe to at least be credit rated to junk status? I don't need to answer. I think the answers are in the questions. So that's Francis Masawi in the other group.
Okay.
In this question.
I think one thing is we look at the sanctions. I think for people who are in Zimbabwe, some of them, they do understand why we are in sanctions. And some of them, they do understand why we are in sanctions. But I want to believe, I grew up the time that Smith was ruling the country, and it was in sanctions. But it actually managed to survive and leave money for this government to come in power and find the Reserve Bank working. But it was in sanctions. Why was it like that? Because that is what they should have tapped into. How did Smith do it that time when he was in sanctions? Isn't it? But this government instead came in and they find there's money in the Reserve Bank. There was no one, there was Mr. Chizero. No one was going into the Reserve Bank and take money until they started doing corruption. Now, they talk of sanctions. They've been there for years. There are countries in sanctions, but we are doing very well. The government should be fair to play with its citizens and definitely lead them to a way the economy will do well despite of the sanctions.
Okay, we have a question from Mr. Manasseh Changirai. Let's say here, Miss Audio Not.
Yeah, good evening. My question rests on this thing. You know, the government or the current government is saying a new dispensation and turnaround time of things. But I can tell you there has been some frustration whereby you find an investor coming into Zimbabwe. Very few have made it, but quite a number have not, because you are just told to go from one ministry to the other, going into circles. My big question is, if there is a project in the local government, for example, in the energy sector, and the investor comes and says, I have got the funds. Here is the proof of funds that I need to invest in Zimbabwe. Why should it take 3 months? Do you need to discuss that? If the investor has got the capacity and the money to invest, and you find out you go for 3, 4, 5 months, nothing has happened. And really, if we are, can we turn the economy like this, at this pace? And number two, do we really need?
So the first question, did you hear what he's saying?
I didn't get it. It was sort of breaking.
Okay, he's saying that here is a foreign investor.
Yeah.
Who brings his capital.
Yeah.
And outside the borders of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And he wants to invest.
Yeah.
It takes 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Get the approvals. And he has to move from one ministry to another.
Yeah.
If you were in government, you'd be satisfied if this were to happen. Yes or no?
For an investor to come to Zimbabwe and invest, he has to have
and be given a runaround.
They will never invest, and there's no one who invests, especially in Zimbabwe at this time. Even at the time when Gushongo was still there, at the end of his term.
No, I'm saying we're just. Do you?
But no, no one would come to that country and invest. No.
So do you can concur with Mr. Changirai?
Yes, no one will come there.
Observation.
Not even myself. I wouldn't if I had the money to go and invest at home. I wouldn't. Unless I'm invested and being corrupt in cahoots with the ZANU-PF government, yes, I will. Because I will know somehow they'll get me to a deal where it will be a lucrative statement and they are not doing anything and you get money like Chivayo and whatever. Who would, in his correct mind, would come to Zimbabwe to invest, and for what reason?
Okay, so you are saying you concur that right now the attitude on the ground, minds of government officials, they are not investor friendly.
No, they are not.
Okay, they are corrupt friendly.
They are corrupt to the fullest, 100%. Even your self go to Zimbabwe today, you cannot get money out of the bank. You go there and you give them $100, okay? And then tomorrow you go and say, oh, I need my money, I need to go and buy something. You are told there's no money. Really?
Okay, let's see. Here there's a call coming through. Just hold on. Hello?
How are you?
How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Manasa.
Okay, Changirai, how are you? How are you? Takasimba zawe kwakadini?
Now, my quick question is this. Look here.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot is being said. But my biggest worry and question is this. We have actually visited some of this. This is why I'm bringing this question. We have had a scenario whereby there are so many projects that are being promoted that
yeah.
Right? Solar energy, water infrastructure. Now you find the disheartening thing is that at that pace where you find there is a project and here's the financier who flies from Ukraine or from wherever, comes into Zimbabwe or Czechoslovakia, I'm putting an example, comes here into Zimbabwe, he's told to go to this ministry, he goes to this ministry, to visit this ministry, nothing is 3 months down the line, nothing is happening. And here is the project. Here is the man with the money. Why should it take even to be honest with you, why should it even take 2 weeks to conclude the paper? Because if
No, you are raising
yes,
an objective fact based on your experience that here you are, there are foreign investors who want to
yes,
put money into projects in Zimbabwe. But the reality on the ground is not friendly to such investors. So the turnaround is longer than would otherwise. And if you were in government today, you would be more than willing to go to take an extra step, knowing that unemployment is a big challenge, poverty is a big challenge, inequality is a challenge. So you are saying you are not satisfied that the government or the people who work in government have the correct attitude towards investment. Is that your issue? And you are saying that must change. You can't have slogans saying we're for business and the reality is something else.
you are very correct. And to add on to that, an investor hasn't come to West. He can't come and spend 1 month into a hotel. We are the people needing investment. We are the people who are saying our people should be employed. Now, this question I've asked in several departments to say, why should it take, if there is a project for a road, if there is a project for solar,
Yeah.
you come here, then a bus.
So you are saying
The investor is no time to waste.
so Mr. Changirai, what you are saying is you are not happy with
Correct.
the attitudes of people who work in government.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and if you were to change Zimbabwe today, where would you start?
Well, there are certain entry points.
Okay.
Somebody, if we have said we want to turn around the economy, and then we are saying we need investment, right? An investor, we have to realize time is of essence here. What comes with the money and says, I want to invest in solar.
But sorry, you could be the president of the country today. There's nothing to stop you in the constitution to be a president. And you have a right that the president also enjoys. You are, in terms of the constitution, you are not junior, you are not subordinate. You are a complete human being. And you have a right to be angry. And there's nothing wrong with you being angry. And your call is, I'm angry. Because what I see as a problem is not being solved by the people in government we pay with our taxes. So if that doesn't change, it is Changirai has not changed. Because when you are angry, you must show that you are angry. So here, this platform is for people who are angry, not for people who are comfortable. So your anger is strictly that there seems to be no direction in government. There seems to be no agency in government.
No agency.
there seems to be no value for money. That people agency. So what you are saying is I want people to sleep so that they wake up early, so that when they tell they won't be sleeping for 20 years. You need people to move fast. So, Kathleen, can you agree with Mr. Changrai?
Yes, I do.
That he wants things to move.
Yes. Because children are growing.
He's impatient. He doesn't want to wait until 2023.
For how long are we going to wait?
He's saying no. The reality is not supporting what we all want to see.
No, not at all.
And he's just bringing an example, a case study of investors.
Mm-hmm.
But anger is not limited to it. His anger is just the space at which people, if you pay them, they quicken the space. If you don't bribe them, there is no quick fix. So he's that the government must be of people who are working for this public trust.
Yes, that office is it's a public office, which even, you know what, the funny thing is, people don't understand, if you are a president of the country, you are not inhuman, but you are a human, and you should be able to be criticized in a manner that you understand as well, not to be
So you are saying that what?
You cannot criticize it.
Pick up
Anything. You cannot
speak out.
Mr. Mawere,
Yeah.
brother, let me say this. You know, when something has been called for, to say there is now open for business, the reality must be real. We should not be talking, we should see action on the ground, people coming in.
it's broken.
Saying that there is an airport, that airport is not being optimally used, and public funds were expended on building the airport. That is Mr. Manasseh Changirai. He says investors, because what is on the ground is not what is promised. So here we are. Let's get Mr. Changirai back. Okay, Mr. Changirai. Mr. Changirai. Mr. Changirai. Mr. Changirai. Which constituency are which constituents are you? Hello? Who is your MP?
When I say
No, who is your MP? Who represents you in the parliament of Zimbabwe? Yeah? Who represents you in the parliament of Zimbabwe? Has Tendai Biti ever raised this matter? Has Tendai Biti ever raised this matter in parliament? What you are raising here, has that matter been raised in parliament?
No.
To elect Save, you don't want to be, I think Save, you don't want to have an MP representing you, but not raising the issues that are important to you. Because the ministers,
The meat that is coming is not yet the date that is set. So we just not let me just.
no, I'm saying is you have a right. What we are complaining about is that we have people who are in the legislature, but they are not raising the issues that arise from the living of life. So if you live life and you know what is happening, we want, even under difficult circumstances, we want parliament to work, we want our institutions to work, we want everybody who has an oversight over government to be honest to the people of Zimbabwe and say, this is what I've done, and this is what I have not done. Because most of them, they don't want to talk to the public like you. Sabe, what you have done is not only what active citizenship enjoins us to do. You were in a group, but you said, I want my voice to be heard. And nobody forced you. But you came, you volunteered to make the call yourself.
Yes.
And say, should be my voice, not somebody else's voice.
Correct.
I'm angry that we're in a, the government people are not operating as if there's a crisis.
They are not operating fast.
But
I don't know. You know the situation where we are. It is something very, people who are taking the bull by the horns, if I may use those words.
No, but Save, we have three yes. organs of government. We have the executive, we have parliament,
yes.
and we have the judiciary. Yes. The moment you have taken an oath to be a legislator, you have an obligation to the people of Zimbabwe to do as they want you to do, to be their voice in parliament. The reality is that the people who ought to truth to power and bring people who are in government to be accountable are also sleeping on the wheel.
Right.
And we have to take responsibility.
Yes.
That it is our tomorrow when we have another show, we want Tendai Biti to come and tell us what he has done since he was elected. To make sure those who sit on top of a pyramid can feel that prism pricking on their backside, so that they may not want to be in government because they know people are awake. How many people want to be president? And they want a joyride.
No.
How many people are in government? They are called, they are called ministers. But they're not accountable to anyone. They're like animals.
Well, what I've realized is, I remember when.
Okay, just hold on, Mr. Changrai. We have Catherine. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I remember when ZANU-PF took over the government in 1980. It was a government where it was not a one-party state until they went back when they realized I think power corrupts at the same time. When Jobgo went and then they changed the constitution, we want a one-party state and whatever, and all this started going on, and they were not accountable to anyone, but the people had to be accountable to them. One thing they should know: anyone who goes into government is accountable to the people who votes for him, or they do not vote for that person. It doesn't really matter who voted for you or didn't vote for you. What matters is you are accountable to the people of Zimbabwe. You cannot be a president and then you are putting on a ZANU-PF scarf in office. What are you trying to say? When you are a president, you are answerable to those who voted or for those who did not vote for you. Your mandate is to look after the children. You know, a mother has 6 children. 2 of them can be good children, and 2 of them might not be good children, and 2 of them might be those ones who are rascals. But you don't.
And what is your question?
The government should be the answer to the people. Are they being answered?
No, we are talking about 3 branches of government.
Yeah.
And we have just agreed with Ms. Changrai and perhaps with you as well, that if you are elected to represent the people, do so.
Yeah. Are they doing that? Can they honestly?
No, if they're doing that, we must ask ourselves, have we brought these matters to their attention? It's one to come on Facebook and complain.
No. Those in parliament, we've seen them being beaten and thrown out of the parliament. That is
I'm just saying is let's sharpen.
They've been beaten in parliament. They've been kicked out of parliament.
No. I'm saying is who is your MP? Catherine.
Me. No, I've no MP. We are not even voters. We are not allowed to vote.
No, I'm saying, where are you now?
I'm in the diaspora.
No, I'm saying that's fine, but where you come from, you have relatives. Who do they call their MP?
In Harare, I don't know.
So let's start knowing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong in calling your relatives to say, call this MP. Tell him that he must not sit in parliament in their name and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that we come here to report back about things we've done.
Yeah. But then it will be those ones who are in.
No, don't worry about, just do what you can with the time you have.
But most of the time, you know,
let's not anticipate negativity. Let's start to change ourselves so that those who see us changing, they also can be persuaded to change.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Ms. Changra, you got a second question.
Yes, the second question that I have is that, look here, I think we have got a problem. Whether it's a comment or it's a question, I think it's a combination. We are saying, really, in this time we need, we really need 35 ministers and with the deputies. I've used the Japan as an example. Japan is for 12 ministers.
Okay.
And this country is very small. We really need deputy ministers, or we should just have
No, the only way, Save, is for you to be president, then you have the power to appoint 15 ministers. But as long as ED is the president, he has the power to appoint, even if he appointed a frog, it must make you so angry, so pissed off that you want change.
But what we are saying, yeah, I mean, let's look at the economy.
No, but
what the question that I'm trying to write, we don't need 85.
Not we. The power to appoint or disappoint is vested in one individual, unless you want that individual to be stripped of that power. That's right. So we need to be able to take our MPs to say, where is the money coming from? Because in terms of the Constitution, the president does not have a private purse. He can't just appoint people and think money is coming from heaven. No. So it is yours, it is your duty to call the MP to say, who is going to allocate this budget? And where is the money coming from anyway? But we can't ask these questions and then we have parliament and parallel process, and parliamentarians are also dipping from them. They go to Vic Falls and they go and have enjoyment. After they enjoy, they pass a budget. They are bribed, broad daylight in your cameras. And after that, they all agree that they are all going to get petrol vouchers. They are all going to get new cars. They get amnesia.
That's really.
You and I are sleeping.
We need a paradigm shift, my brother.
To be honest.
We need a paradigm shift of thinking. If we are really to make this work, we really need to wake up everybody.
Everybody, and you want to be angry, but not angry at Mnangagwa. No, I'm angry at myself that I have not picked up a phone to say you are representing me, my brother. Come and tell us, what is it that you're doing to make Zimbabwe great? Look at America, even Trump, they're giving headaches.
In Zimbabwe, they'll be killed, isn't it?
Yeah, they're giving. No, I'm saying let's not talk about being killed. Don't represent people and you're afraid of being killed. Once you have taken an oath that you are there to promote and protect public interest, just do that. But why sit in parliament? And then you blame the head of state for everything.
Well, if a president comes out of at the open and say, if you do this, you'll be beaten, or if you do this,
no, let him say that.
It's okay.
Let him say that.
Because he doesn't say it to public.
No, I'm saying test me. If you have a husband, test your husband and say, can I read your WhatsApp messages? If you have not hide, he just leaves the phone. But if he's got something to hide, if he's go to the bathroom, he takes the phone with him.
That's really sad.
So you can't, let's test our systems. Let's climb the mountain one step at a time.
Definitely, if Zimbabweans could come up one and then...
don't say if, you are one of us.
Yes, I am, but...
Call your relatives. You got their numbers.
Yes, I know, but...
Call them and say, guys, I'm angry.
I am.
You have, I'm sending you money so that these guys can take VAT, they can take this from my money, and I have no representation. So
It's really
I want money to work for me. And never again shall I be stupid.
Mr. Mawere, it's well, I'm
Because
sure
the
because
people
a lot of
me,
Zimbabweans, they've really gone high to they cannot talk now.
no, but don't come on. You are human, you are sovereign. I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to nameless and faceless people. Mr. Changirai has never said, his name is Manasseh, people know him. So he's talking as a human being and said that things that trouble me. He never said, I don't like the president. No. He just said in Japan, the cabinet is, but it's a big, and the question is why? Conversation. What kind of cabinet? How many ministers should we have?
Yeah, because when you look at our country, we are not 15 million. We are not 17 million because all of the young boys and girls who left the country young, they've got families abroad, and there's no way they're gonna come back.
No, I'm saying is
unless Zimbabwe is
Kathleen,
back.
just to start talking as a person who is angry. Don't conflate it. Mr. Changra is talking about investors. He has asked the second question, and we have given the answer. Yeah, talk as if you're emotional on something. That Mr. Changra, do you hear what I'm saying? She's talking as if things are normal.
No.
There are people right now who are dying because they don't have any hospital to go to.
Do you know what makes me angry? Definitely is to figure out that an ordinary person in Zimbabwe has got no medical aid. An ordinary person in Zimbabwe has got no water to run, which is running.
I'm saying we want them to be angry in Zimbabwe. I want you to be angry in wherever you are.
Yeah, I am.
Can you help me just be angry on something?
No, I am angry because I've got my parents still there in Zimbabwe who are struggling,
okay.
right?
Yeah. So what is the worst thing that you are angry about? You have said, Mr. said, I don't find any justification for paying people who fought a war 40 years ago, not to free me, but to earn perpetual income until they die in the name of being a war veteran.
Yeah, definitely. I'm angry. What about my family who perished there and they never got paid? Some of them who came never got
paid. No, there's another view. Mr. Changirai says they deserve to be paid.
How? Why? What for?
Yeah. So then we can have a conversation, Mr. Changirai versus Kathleen.
Yeah, why would they be paid?
No, I'm saying is that we will arrange with him because it was not the subject matter that provoked him to come on air.
Yeah.
So we want, Kathleen, for you to justify why you think war veterans are irrelevant, why paying them is actually a cost to the living.
When they went to war.
No, I'm saying don't go into the merits. We are going to go.
I cannot see why we have people around the world who fought in the Second World War. What they are getting,
asking you to defer that discussion to a discussion where we have Mr. Changirai organize his thoughts around this matter of war vets. But it's one thing that you are angry about. I've understood it.
Yeah, because if they were going to be paid, you know what? If this government was...
No, don't even justify, Catherine. Yeah, because we say too much. Because we want to arrive right now we want people to surrender to anger. Just to be a human being.
Yeah.
To say not in my name.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't build a government and its affairs are secret to you.
No.
And a few people become government.
No.
After election. Before
No.
they say they want your vote.
Yeah. No.
We can't have that. We can't have MPs who are sleeping.
No.
Who are tweeting, blogging, when they should be the custodians of this democracy. We can't have people who want jobs when they are representatives. We have already given them the job to represent us. And they are there waiting to be ministers for another reshuffle.
No.
Huh?
No.
So we can't continue to apologize for the power that God only can give.
No.
Freedom. You can't give me freedom that you don't have yourself.
No.
You can't fight for my freedom.
Yes.
That's why I objected even to SABC. A lady was asking me, what do you remember of Mugabe? I said, Mugabe was not a liberator. He was a prisoner.
At all. That Mugabe was a violent.
He never liberated anybody.
He never liberated.
You can't liberate, you can't give me freedom, Mr. Changirai. The freedom for you to pick up a phone and phone, that's inherently yours.
No, I mean.
Not give it to you.
No, no one will.
I cannot reward you for calling to express your view.
No.
Reward you for going to Mozambique to fight for what you believe in. But don't make everybody make the same choice as you.
Yeah, that's
saying is, stay in your lane. Do what pleases you. But don't force me to be like you. To be a farmer.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't force me to be something I don't.
Maybe I would have.
Happen, and also to say, look, I think there's a missing link here. Singing from the same hymn book, but I think there's quite a lot of that is going on. So that can be fixed. Then I think.
No, it's only by talking, and I should thank you. You know, it takes a lot for you to pick up a phone and be able to say, let me voice what is burning in me. I don't know who is listening, but I sure hope somebody will listen to what I'm saying. I'm not asking for regime change. I'm saying the regime must. So I'm not a saboteur. I don't want. All I want is the system that we have must deliver the promise.
Why do you want people to talk of regime change when they actually change the regime and change and put Mugabe Nangagwa? That was a regime change. They talk to Mugabe.
No, let's not talk. We are where we are, Kathleen. I know you may have. Right now, Zimbabwe is a government.
So why them change? What they must wait and then they'll be taken.
No, they say that we removed a cancer called Mugabe. So removing a cancer can never be a coup. That's what they're saying.
But there's nothing. What?
No. I'm saying is listen to what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that this man has stayed too long. He has now been captured in the bedroom. And the wife now is attacking people publicly, humiliating people publicly. And this is no longer the government of our dreams. When we elect one, we get surprised with another.
Very surprising.
So that's their argument. So that's a domestic problem that they needed to flush out, and they did flush it out with
Yeah, this
everybody
one.
cheering.
So if people flash,
And my brother Manasseh was also part of the cheering.
so if
Because
they flashed
he
someone,
thought everything, even Savi was at Wafa. One guy don't know, Takutoampuka kudini, was Takwenda who promised land.
yes, Sakana Baka flashed that one. Will they flash Mnangagwa again?
No, they are not interested in that. That's a new project. But
Yeah.
but Savi Wakafa chizoonera ega kuti Mugabaro.
So why are they afraid of being flashed? They flashed Mugabe. They can also
No, they're saying that's your only Captain, that's your own job. We were people at one cheering Mugabe, vuvuzelaing Mugabe so that he goes.
No,
Who says that, Mawere? Who says that?
we have seen the likes of
Nice, Mom, Singafari were.
And
Yeah, but let's be honest.
There was freedom in Zimbabwe. There was fear where people were meeting just because Mugabe is there. I think the next
It's
government
like independence. It's like the feeling at independence.
Yeah, independence in 80 years.
And people, black and white, handsome, ugly, everybody was in the arena.
Yeah, I was there.
We have arrived.
Yeah, we were there. But then,
yeah. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the milestone.
I think, Mr. Mawere, my one point is let's learn from those mistakes as Zimbabweans, and let's not keep this government relaxing and sleeping on their laurels. And also,
it's our government. It's our government, Kathleen.
No,
Sabe, whose government is it?
It's not.
Mawere tikatauro here.
Okay, Michael taura go, but Sabe angoda kwenda tawa hijacker.
Oh. Sorry, Sabe. Zvirikutaurwa icho kwada. Hurumende ndeyedu. Tikada kuti haizi yedu katinge tichitokanganisa ipapo tenda kutodzokera kumashure.
Yeah.
So Michael, you're correct.
Yeah.
But tikapa Save mari, tikareza mari, Save bvunza questions. So Save avashadini vanda bribe yavo imakutaura kuti zvakati muri kuAmerica imakatiza makafuratira Zimbabwe ivo vachimwa mvura even electricity house kuti inoya nguva. I mean, can you imagine? Yeah? Yeah, that's not right. So Kathleen, we must be able to raise money for Sabe so that he uses the voice tranquilizer.
Yeah.
To make sure that it doesn't die. Jesus said, if two or more gather in my name.
But looking at it just on one side, at least tinge tichinokanganisa here because munhu wese apinda takabvuma kuti hurumende ndeyedu tese. Zvinoreva kuti ma-MPs aya ndisi tiri kutoaemploya zve ndeyedu tese. Whether side rekuti izo ndi-MDC kana kuti ndichii ndiani apinda imomo. Ndevedu vese. So we should be able to question them vese kuti muri kuitei imomo.
That's what we are saying. Without exception, you are a member of the National Assembly.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So you can't escape and say no. Ndirimujiba waningi.
Kana vaya kuti ivo kana voice ravoiswa members MDC onzi because mavoisa saka hamuchapiwa mari hamuchaitwa izvi hamuchaitwa izvi. What's that for? What does that mean?
What does that mean? So, Michael, that's our problem.
But pane protocol in everything that we do.
No,
protocol.
Right now, Sabe, are you prepared to raise those questions? ukasadavira by tomorrow tenge tichita show, is Tendai be fit to be a member of parliament, not to be a minister?
Thank you. Very good questions, that is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very good question, actually.
So, yeah, good Tendai, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing there? Yeah.
Yes.
Mavoti makapirwe mavoti yayo. Because once someone gives you their vote, it means you have got their voice in parliament. You don't voice them outside.
Give
The
them
whole
voice in parliament. Excuse me. Are they being given the chance of voicing in the parliament or no?
Don't worry about that. We want them to be fired. We want them to be fired in our name for raising the uncomfortable questions.
They are raising.
Aren't you angry when you see a jet, private jet, former president on the ground? Make democracy work. That's what survey is called. We are blinding ourselves. There are jobs to be generated.
Yeah.
There is incomes that are not visiting our people because of our own silence and stupidity. So I am the idiot because I would be wrong not to raise it with Savi. Could Mawere Gandhi Savi is going to remind that way.
But Mr. Mawere, that a parliament, as we know, a parliament is when it is in August.
What would cause Mr. Changirai, who is not an elected legislator, to give time to listen to this nonsense we're talking about here?
Nothing.
Yes. That's an honor. That's trust.
Yeah.
If we're talking nonsense, you would have left already.
Yeah.
He is using data, expensive data. For what?
Because it's a burning issue in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, he is troubled.
Because everyone is troubled in Zimbabwe's face.
Yeah. So we can't then treat him. But why? What would cause him to give up time? The MPs don't give up even one time to answer any question.
No.
They behave like pop stars.
Catherine, have
they
you
become experts. It's like another former minister in our group. He says, I got the only solution and I know how to defeat him. What did you discover that? Chamisa akaenda mavhoti akaona mavhoti ake ichidziyawo akadaroka. Imagine just for me to say, Mawere, I must be followed by people. What do I have to do? Huh?
There's no forever.
There's nothing I can do.
You see, Mama
Mawere, don't listen to me. I just say, fine.
Today,
but I can't lose sleep with why is Changirai popular?
You know, Mawere, today I've seen you at your best. This one today I've seen you and I applaud you. To be honest, this is you at your best because no one is asking those questions that are so important. Whether MDC, whether is an
Exactly.
Why have two-thirds in parliament?
If you can make use of it.
And the problem still continue to escalate.
Kana munhu asarudzwa kuenda muparliament akamirira Zimbabwe as a member of parliament or their constituencies anditi. Saka in those constituencies havasi kurwadziwa here nekuti vanhu vari kugara muconstituency iyoyo havana chinhu chekudya.
No, but you, Kathleen, we have agreed, do your part tonight.
I know.
Yeah, let's not talk about things we've discussed. We are not doing our jobs.
I have asked what is the government? What is the
No,
reality?
no, we are the government that we are waiting for.
Isu this government actually, no government.
Yeah. Mr. Changira is government. He's talking about national affairs. So why should he be quiet? He didn't come here to talk about bus fare tomorrow.
No, these are national issues, definitely.
So he's talking about why would he give up time himself?
No, he has to voice. He has got a voice. That's like what I did. I just said, well,
Yeah.
tomorrow,
So if you can do it, and Sabena says, but I have a solution to you, say, I must be followed by people. So shall we be quiet? No, be followed because Sabina, people like you, and we celebrate you. That's why we put you in the banking on Africa's future. Let those who are followed you, let's salute them. But it doesn't mean when you're elected, you know everything. All you can say, the people who follow me, I'm grateful that other human beings can give up their time so that they listen to me. But we all don't have, there's no one with expertise of being followed. Let's just use this platform to speak our minds rather than to attract people so that I become a pop star. I become followed, I become president, but I'm bankrupt. So Sabena says she's just joking. No, it's a good question, Sabena, because you are you. Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate Chamisa. Let's celebrate Munangagwa. But we can't have a civilization that is dark.
Thank you.
No, azabasa kuti ndiyani angaite president. As long as that president is not answerable to the people of Zimbabwe, he has no mandate to stay in that position.
But you have to prove it, Ka. Prove it. That's why you've got. You can't just talk with the Munana mandate to rule.
Michael, wachangira vari kutaura.
Takateerera.
We really want to appreciate because some of these things are say they will give a change mindset in terms of delivering. Because if you are a servant, a servant has to listen, and this is what we are expecting when we visit government offices. Government office is the officers in there try to be the best service. I can't come out of that and say, every day you try to do this and you are complaining. And I think this platform is created. I think you is actually allowed, and also your time is available. Otherwise, these things have just gone under the carpet. So,
but this one, Zamindo, with his energy, enthusiasm, and sometimes you wonder, but not people go to shake it without limitation. So we need the people like you, Sari, because in a generation, there's only one Changirai. But everybody else can eat from the same name because it's a shared name. It's a say name. So you are the inheritors of that name. Don't be silent because your brother, our brother was not silent.
Very true. Very, very true.
He was not afraid. So that spirit That is the same spirit Mahatma Gandhi. That is the same spirit of Martin Luther King. That is the same spirit of Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Kenneth Kaunda, Robert Mugabe. When you told them no, they said it must be yes. So you have a heritage, not to be intimidated. Yeah, so it's not Mozambique has created a base. Let's convert it into voices. So when they hear your voices angry at something, you never know, like you said, how far your voice can go. And we can't keep on like this. We kept on apologizing. Even the region, even President of South Africa can't even be honest to our president to say, guys, things are not working. You go to a 19-year-old, where are you going? I'm going with one-way ticket. I'm not coming back. And they know there's no promise where they are going. There's no president where they are going. They're just going there to say, look, what I have in me will give me a life.
Oh, that's a shame, really.
And then we sit down and say, it's business as usual. What time is it? It's time for cabinet reshuffle. Think. And
You don't
it's time to be
shuffle
angry.
people. You don't shuffle, you fire people. They're not performing. Why move
But
someone and put them there?
What if you hired the wrong jockey? Because if a person who appoints and disappoints is a person you appointed wrongly, why elect parliamentarians? What do they need? What do we need them for? If not to ask those difficult questions. We don't hear them talking in parliament. We hear talking about Queen B, Queen C. Even if corruption was to end, people will still be poor.
Thank you. Because they are fighting corruption in the wrong way.
Can I jump in for a minute?
Okay.
Can I jump in for a minute here?
I think introduce yourself here.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is George Kwangware, and
George. Okay.
I am not. I'm not pro MDC, nor pro ZANU, nor pro party. I am just a self-standing person that is critical about Zimbabwe as a whole, not because of anything, but because of that love for Zimbabwe. So my only sadness that I come with is I hear people talk about a situation in Zimbabwe that is dire. It is there and it's evident, Hanti. But what I also don't hear people talk about is the reality of what is in Zimbabwe. Back in Murgutaura Neja, Changira Isawe being a giant and talking out and speaking out and wasn't being fearful. Chuonaija, what is the end result of his unnerving and moving spirit? He's in the ground, 6 feet.
Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
No. Let me finish.
Don't say that.
It is evident. No, it is evident.
Where is the evidence?
Let me speak his mind, Michael.
Let me finish.
The moment you don't defend his right to speak his mind.
Yes.
Then
let me finish.
We are no better off than we are.
Exactly. So let me finish my thought. The problem is that he's fearless. He was tireless, and his voice was a threat to the powers that be. They sorted him out. Whether we want to say, oh, you can't say yakava purisa or anything, we all know that in between there were things that happened to him that were abnormal, unexplainable, and we know now his fearless feet ended him up kupi, 6 feet down. And people are not conceptualizing that. Toya Kunana, Anna Nelson Vaya, these guys here have seen it. They know the stories behind the stories. And they know how ZANU-PF works. And then, Kubudi Samsoro wako pamberi pe wangu daiso is a threat to your life. And I want to believe that they love their life as much as they love their country. But what good will they be if they're 6 feet down when they need to get the country where it needs to go? Maybe they are being strategic. We don't see it.
Mr. Kwangware, Mr. Kwangware, you are speaking about others, but not about yourself. Zimbabwe is too big for me to accommodate it in my mind.
Understandably so.
Yeah. So what we are discussing here is how do we make our institutions work for the good? And
I'm
if you
coming
have
to
any
that.
commitment to make, say so.
Yeah, yes, I'm coming to that. And this is, I'm trying to explain.
Are you willing to be part of this initiative that gives voices to people like Michael, like Catherine, like Mr. Changirai?
Yes, I am. And this is where I was going to go.
Let's deal with that.
Let's jump to that one. Let's jump to that portion.
Yeah,
now,
let's start with the BT, one MP.
Yes.
She said, let's change mindsets. I think you said something more fundamental. I think, George, you heard that. He spoke about changing the mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
how we
our job is to change the mindset. Let's change George's mindset first.
And the way we are going to change the mindset is by consistency. ZANU-PF had its propaganda and they fed the people ideology.
But George, andisandambona munhu anonzi ZANU-PF ini.
Aiwa.
Yeah, so easy. No, I don't know what it looks like. But I know there are evil people in ZANU-PF, there are evil people in MDC. There are good people in MDC, there are good parents in MDC, there are bad parents in ZANU-PF.
Yes.
There are useless MPs who are MDC, there are useless MPs who are ZANU-PF.
Right. No, but can I be allowed to finish my thought before I'm interrupted? And maybe you might understand where I'm coming from. What is the Ngikini Anons Mayaya? Those, what was that? It was a brigade that was formed by some known MP about training, retraining, and propagandizing, if that's a word, of the youth to understand the military and the ideology of ZANU-PF.
But let's not talk about people who are not here.
They are not there, but I am talking about their influence.
I don't have the facts. So you're just talking about things that you read or heard from social media or other media.
It's not something that I heard. It's something that happened in Zimbabwe.
I don't know the truth until it's told by the person who has experienced it.
I'm not going to reveal my sources, Saka. But anyhow, what I'm saying is their effort was to make sure that people understood the idea, yes, ZANU-PF, whatever it was, an animal, whoever it is, that animal has a mouthpiece. ZBC, Radio 1, Radio 2, or Radio 3, those are the mouthpieces. Yanani, Ya ZANU-PF, whatever that creature is called, or whatever it is. They are disseminating their ideas to the people. They literally are doing that. What I would create something that is equally as potent as they are. We have media right here, right now. We have your platform where
George,
they can come in.
What is the point that you wish to make?
The point is this: consistent messaging that will actually change the mindset of a person is more
but give us your consistent message. No, I'm
The
saying
message
give,
is this. This is the message. The country is failing. We know who is failing it, and we know why it is failing.
no, don't say we, because I'm here.
Okay, I know what's going on in Zimbabwe. There is corruption.
You may know, but don't make it my point to know what you know, unless you express it.
I will express it this way. I was in the
Are you
in the
in
country.
Zimbabwe yourself? Are you in Zimbabwe yourself?
I was in Zimbabwe. But let me tell you my story, and the reason is.
No. Are you in Zimbabwe right now to tell me what time it is? Because there are people who don't have electricity as we speak.
Understandably so. But my experience is this. Ndiri mu Zimbabwe in 2016. I went then.
That's history.
No, but that's the reality though.
No, I'm saying is reality changes every day. What has happened?
I hope it has changed.
Yeah?
I hope it has changed because
things that we can do. We came here as an honor to Muzamindo. That we need to talk about today for the living. Right. Yeah, we're not here to talk about what we know. It's a long story.
Well, the story short is this. Whatever efforts I made myself personally to bring in some investment in Zimbabwe was actually hijacked by the very same people that want business to be in there.
Talk about, George, talk about the person who hijacked you.
I'm not gonna say names because
okay,
they are these are people that have long arms that can actually literally get me into trouble, and that's the problem.
Let's not, you see, the difficulty is that you know too much. I look at the screen. So we are coming to the end of this show. It's has been very interesting. George, can you see what is on the screen?
I certainly can.
Yeah, what is there?
The Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary, actually, this was a case from 2005.
No, I'm saying is there is a person, the minister. Then I go to the end of this. I must find what? I must find who signed it.
Yeah.
You understand? Then I must be able to talk to the person who signed this document.
Correct.
Because there could be a minister without a name. And in this, Michael, do you see any ZANU-PF name there? Michael. Catherine?
Hello.
Do you see any name called ZANU-PF on the screen?
No, there's no ZANU-PF there.
Yeah. Catherine, can you see any name called ZANU-PF?
I think Catherine's on silent.
Yeah. So I'm just saying is, let's say fake. And Michael, do you see a respondent there? You see the applicant. Do you see a respondent?
Yes, there was. There shouldn't be.
Yeah?
There
do you see a respondent there?
There is.
There is no respondent. There's an applicant.
Yes.
Who is the minister? And who is the respondent?
It should have been somebody.
You would expect that
in
a constitutional country.
So he's written a letter to himself that is actually overridden. He didn't even take it to anyone.
He has already taken the rights of George Kwangware. And George comes to court dead. And what is the minister applying for? He is applying to confirm what he has already done without the sanction of the court.
And you've got ministers, you've got MPs, members of parliament,
Yeah.
reading these things
Yeah.
every day.
And are silent, George.
And then
While
we come
we're
with
talking about hypothetical matters.
conspiracy theory that someone killed someone, and yet you don't even have a death certificate. No one is.
There's no body.
No one.
No one. Even O.J. Simpson, there were bodies. Do you see our problem? Eh?
I see now.
Do you see the problem?
I hate to admit it, but yes.
Yeah.
You have to.
Then look at George. Look at that. This is you are going down, and who is that? The person who applied. You see his name. The undersigned. What is that?
Patrick Chinamasa.
Yes.
Not Patrick Chinamasa, Patrick Anthony.
Anthony.
And do hereby make oath and swear that there is no respondent. I'm coming here, having taken away the wife of the respondent and raped her. So there is no respondent. It's not called rape. It's called consensual sex.
Welcome to enlightenment, George. My conspiracy theory, ahora ini.
So you see, George, this is not hypothetical. We need BET to come and tell us that. Can you trust your own government? The Constitution says there must be two parties to a dispute. These papers show that I don't need two parties, because I am the law. Yeah? So, Mr. Kwangware, do you see the danger we are in?
Well, how would I respond to that if there is no ZANU-PF? So what is this faceless entity that is in existence that is affecting us as Zimbabwean?
No, there is a minister of government. Accept it. Don't introduce something not there. It's our minister, it's our government. He is I am the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliament in the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe. That's the only capacity he's got. Let's not give him another one. Because it suits us. Who are we? Whose government is it?
It's our government. Our government.
So let us change the way we think, so that we
George is still doubting that it's our government.
No, it's to anyone's point and anyone's argument. A government is a government put by people. The majority wins, the majority puts a government. If you're a minority,
but George, is it necessary to talk to you then? No, I'm saying, George, I've given you the papers. Then you are still arguing. Then what is the point?
Arguing.
No, I'm saying is,
that point.
The capacity is that of a government.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so let's end there. And let's talk about expectations of government officials, not party officials. Because I'm not a member of ZANU. It's a
And again-
club of men.
Again, George, don't agree just because you agree. You have to, because there's knowledge and acknowledging
Oh, no.
and accepting facts.
There
Because if
is
you acknowledge,
that is the point. My point is, in so doing, if I'm agreeing that there is the government, but then where does the government come from? Who forms that government? What
That's
gives them the
that's
mandate to form that government? It is a party that wins an election,
but George,
right?
But George, you are the one. George, have you read that affidavit?
The one that just recently got out, I'm still looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still looking for that one. The 187.
So let's
page-
share it with you. Let's share it with you so that we can talk about facts.
Exactly. Yeah, I would love to do that. I've been waiting for it since last week.
So-
I've been asking about it.
Who were you asking?
The wrong people. I come to understand.
That's right.
is in the circle of friends that think like him.
Oh, no. I am friends with people in the Herald that feed me stories about ZANU-PF. I'm not one-sided. I look at all facts.
How do you
And
know
they
that?
are the ones
I don't want to talk about that. But
that's the answer. The point.
George, from now onwards, let's not talk about ZANU-PF in front of me.
Okay, no ZANU-PF. No.
The government of Zimbabwe.
Correct.
That's where we make people accountable. I can't make a person accountable as a party member. It's none of my business.
There, I
Even
will
if
totally agree.
The president, you know how many, Michael, do you know the tragedies? You know how many people wanted to be president in the last election?
You mean the action? They were about 100, but the ones that went for it were 23.
23. Do you remember any of them? Except
Yes,
Jamisa
I remember
Inde.
the significant one.
No, I'm saying the rest you don't remember them.
No, I remember some of them. I remember
No,
I remember
but
Dr. Manyika. I
No,
remember,
I'm saying, but
Gosana Moyo.
if they put forward a frog, would you care to talk about the frog in that party?
No, you wouldn't. But the thing is, I still remember.
Yeah,
the
but
people
let's
that
not
have
spend our
some-
time talking about party members. Yeah,
Okay.
because that denominations, they all want to go to heaven. Let's talk about those who go to heaven.
George has been
Okay.
challenged.
No, I'm hearing it.
So let's begin to talk about what matters to us. Decisions that are made because there are public funds involved.
Do we really have a government in Zimbabwe?
And then Catherine,
Do we really have a government in Zimbabwe?
no,
Are you
that's a
saying do we have an
conversation
effective government, or are you asking
Urutaga-
effectiveness?
Urutaga Pastor Lukao or what?
No, I'm looking for a government, which is our.
No. Let's talk about affidavits.
Which is
So,
actually
Catherine, do you want to learn? Do you want to learn about how ignorant we are?
yes, sure.
So we will share the affidavit
Thank you.
so that we don't fight over something that we don't know. Huh? So
Zimbabwe has a government.
I'll post it on the site.
Really? Does the government do that?
No. Your question is different from because what you are trying to associate is you have to stick to facts and remain as so. There is
Even
a government, but your question,
Tabena wembenge at ko Catherine achiripo here.
What we need to be asking is, how effective is this government? But not kuti zo iripo here. Because itoripo vanhu vakaenda vakanovhota makavaona, vanhu vakapinda vakachuzwa kuita ma-MPs makavaona. So if you come up and say hapana government, then you are actually saying
Then let's not dream, guys.
MPC, exactly. Because they are all part of the government. Yes, my MPC, MPs, yes, so I'm not sure hapana zviripo. You want to deny that and put it and try to put the the government of Zimbabwe is there and it was formed. Period. You can't change that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, isusu takuita zvemakua, and makua akuti. What happens in the government is actually directed by the Politburo. Where that Politburo is and where it sits, imimi munoziva, whether you like to agree on it or not, the fact is most of the laws are actually debated first in the Politburo. And that face and that organ.
Are you saying with the Politburo, are you saying there's no members of opposition who sit in the Politburo?
There is none, zero. Because
are you
it's
sure?
only, I am very positive, 110% positive.
Okay. And then are you moving?
Positive.
Okay, there's a Senate in Zimbabwe.
That's not the Politburo.
No, I understand, but there's a Senate in Zimbabwe.
There is also a House.
Are you sure there's no members of opposition who sit in that?
In the Senate, yes, they are.
Okay. No, we're just moving with things. And then we've got, what do we move into? The parliament.
We move into the parliament.
Yeah, are you saying there's no opposition members in parliament?
But you are running away from the main factor. And the main fact is those laws that get introduced in the parliament are actually first debated and solidified in the Politburo. A group of old boys.
But George, I think let's end the conversation. I don't know what point you want to make. I'm not a member.
It's not conspiracy though. It's not a conspiracy. Yeah? It's what we know.
No, I'm saying is I don't know whether you're a member of the party or not.
I'm not a party. I'm just a person that is concerned.
No, I'm saying, are you a member of ZANU-PF or what?
Politburo.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so talk about things you know.
Okay, how do we talk about things we know when the person himself,
I've just given you the copy of the affidavit I've shared. Let's ngati kwire gomo chitora mafemo.
But at the end of the day, we want to make it happen to make the things.
No, I'm saying is I've given you good let's learn from facts.
And this is a fact. I don't
know the facts about someone. George, what happens in someone's bed? If you are gay and you sleep with a man, I don't have to know that.
Definitely. You now know.
No, I don't need to. Don't come in my face. Nobody's come in my face saying he's a political member, so he wants to limit my freedom.
Oh, no. I'm talking in terms of where things are controlled. And the strategy.
I'm saying is I don't know that. I don't know whether the wife or husband controls the politics of the kitchen. It's none of my business. If you invite me home and I eat the food, I don't have to know who does what. I just come eat the food. So don't get me involved in things that I don't know. I have no wish to know.
So where do we then want to, what knowledge do we want to know?
When you step over and you are in government, you are in parliament, when you become a parliamentary man, then I want to talk to you. When you become a minister or a president, then I want to finish you because you are my property.
So the question then, Mr. Mawere, is what access to knowledge do we need to know in order for our mindsets to be changed?
Do with me. Yeah? That has nothing to do with me.
Your vote, where does your vote go? Who do you vote for? Who controls your vote? And when they get there, what are they doing with it? Simple things like that. What I
No.
who do I see?
Did you get
And
my question though? My question
Luther
is, what
King,
knowledge do you want us to know that will
we
actually
want to
help us
know
change the
about
mindset?
government. We want to know about the exercise of public power
Mm-hmm.
Facts,
so that
not
we can
just
teach
exercise.
somebody.
Yeah, facts. And then pinpoint a problem to a person or to a system.
Wouldn't that actually be a theorization if you have got a fact that actually changes? Facts change.
No, but
The truth doesn't.
but I don't know what you want us to talk about because I'm confused now.
Exactly. That's the confusing part. What we need
Yeah?
to talk about is maybe you call it the theories of conspiracy, but they are there
No,
in the domain.
I'm saying
in the public
there
domain.
is no theory. There is a government of the day.
And that's not
There
theory.
is.
That's not theory.
That's a fact.
Okay. I'll
It's
leave
not
it
a
at
truth
that.
even.
Donald Trump is the president of America, not Hillary Clinton.
That's a fact. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk about Donald as a party member. That's why they want to impeach him. He wanted to be investigated because he's his competitor.
George, you said fact cannot be changed, but truth is the most important. But in life, I want you to remember the fact is what matters than truth. Because the truth
I think
is
no,
give me
it's
a
the
chance.
perception. It's the perception
Because
that matters the most.
Truth, you can create all your own truth. But a
But
fact,
the true
George,
perception, we are talking about the exercise of public power in Zimbabwe.
yes, it's a fact that you saw what you saw that paper signed by, Mr. Chinamasa. It's a fact that he signed that.
It's a fact.
That's a fact. I'm
It is
not
a
arguing
debt.
against that.
It's gonna,
Yes,
exactly.
I'm not arguing against that. So out of that, what are we gleaning? What power or what understanding or knowledge are we
So
gleaning from
read
that
it
to
first,
say?
George. Read it first, then share what you are gleaning.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
I'm always interested in reading those.
Yeah, but share what you have read than gleaning before you glean.
Tafadzwa kangonyarara, ari serious.
Tafadzwa, go ahead. Tafadzwa is silent.
I think I have no voice. There's no voice.
All right. So I think that's it, George. Let's not glean. Let's read. Let's not agonize. Let's organize. Let's speak out based on facts. What happens in someone's bedroom, let it remain in the bedroom. What happens in someone's property? Tafadzwa?
I think he's on mute on his side. He's not activated the sound.
Yeah. So I think we are there. Sabena, thank you very much for watching, and those who have been watching. Let's read, let's understand the limits of public power. Let's not go downstream to look for it. Let's look at it where it's exercised. Whether you come from heaven, if you step on my toe, you have stepped on my toe. And I must complain.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, he's there now.
Can you hear me now? Okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't hear where the conversation started, but since mamuri kubvunzana mubvunzo, ndoda kubvunza wangu mubvunzo 1.
Okay, Vunza.
Okay, mubvunzo wangu ndewekuti pane ma-developments ari kuitika like in technology, in terms of blockchain technology, and it's promising. This type of technology is promising a spectacular the possibilities in terms of participation of the people or participation of the population in the economy. Like you see right now, we are on Facebook, but what we are discussing here, the moment this call ends, it will just be another conversation which has happened in the past. But if this was happening on blockchain technology, it will be tomorrow. If another conversation happens, this conversation we're having today will certainly be built up. Why? Because the record will be there, immutable, and even Facebook, even if Facebook decides to today or tomorrow, if Mark Zuckerberg decides that he doesn't like what we're talking about, he can switch off, he can pull me or Mr. Mawere or you off Facebook, and you can't continue with the conversation. But when you're talking about blockchain technologies, no one will be able to do that. How do you now see, if you've read about blockchain technology before, how do you see it fit into the economy? If you haven't heard about it before, can you take a look into it and let's continue a conversation about how this new technology can actually help the people be part
But are you a technology person, Tafazo?
Economy.
Are you a technology person?
Yes, I can say my background is in finance, but I'm studying blockchain for business technology.
Okay, so you consider yourself to be knowledgeable?
I'm earning the knowledge right now. I have enough knowledge to talk about the things I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's why we have this platform. If you know a solution, don't ask a fool like me.
Yes.
About
And
things,
me.
because life doesn't allow me to know everything. If someone dies now that
Yes.
I don't know,
That's
it's
right.
not death. It's not death to me.
Okay.
He's trying to provoke people like you to come forward, to use radio to talk about that you can solve. If you want to digitize, save memory, the more you volunteer, Tafadzwa, well, to remember you. Like Mandela volunteered to go to prison so that he could become a president. Imagine
I'm
when
volunteering. Yes, I'm volunteering today. I'm volunteering today to talk about blockchain technology, to discuss, to even teach blockchain technology in Shona. Zvokuti munhu wese anonzwisisa kana asiri paFacebook achikwanisa
where are you located?
Right now I'm in Cape Town.
Yeah, so that's positive. That's what we are looking for. Not for this.
Okay.
This show was meant for something else, but you must now step forward and say, I want a person on radio to be able to showcase what I can do.
I want, but what next step can I take?
Don't make it like a president. Don't elect a smart president, Tafadzwa.
Tafadzwa, you've been given an opportunity. Just go out there and then present it. Next time you say, guys, I've got this. Don't say what in those shitaring.
Okay, where is out there? Where is out there?
I'm saying is that here we are trying to provoke people like George to change the states. If George has got a mind, it will change. Okay. If he doesn't have a mind, it won't change. Yeah. That's why Jesus left after downloading.
Okay.
Every Christian is a follower.
Okay. Out there in the group, man, what next step can I take?
What the next step you take, we have a project called Banking on Africa's Future.
Awesome.
We are saying blockchain is part of our future.
Yes.
Let's build communities, convert connections into communities, so that those who share common interests have a common bond. When you
Okay.
have a common bond, then you become like ZANU-PF. And people think you exist, but you don't exist. You are still in the... If you have 10 oranges and 10 apples, and you put them
Okay.
together, you don't get one apple and one orange.
You get a fruit basket.
Yeah. That's human being. It's a fruit
Okay.
basket.
All right.
ZANU-PF is a fruit basket.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay.
we
So
are the future.
how do I get engaged in this program you've just mentioned? Mr.
Yeah,
Mawere?
that's now you can say, okay, Sabina is there. And Sabina, I say, Sabina, you are very popular on social media, but people must pay to go to heaven. So she must ask for membership fees so that she doesn't remain on Facebook and give up her time for nothing. Because we're abusing people on social media. George, don't you agree?
Well, we are abusing each other on social media.
No, but people who give platforms, I think Tafazwa is looking for somebody to believe in Jesus.
Yeah. Okay.
Create a
I
platform
want.
to lead you. You are looking for a leader, isn't it?
Not really. Not really.
What is the next step?
You mentioned that there's something which is already going on, which is
That's right. So you
which I
can write to me and say, look, I'm volunteering to be part of this initiative. But we
Okay.
want conversations that inspire people to change the way they think. Not
You've
to
got
do
your answer, Tafazwa. Tafazwa, you've got an
Definitely.
answer there. Just follow that,
All right.
write and say, make a proposal. Let's see how that takes you. That's an opportunity. Is that
Okay.
what you're looking
then
for?
find other people who are in blockchain so that you are not alone.
Okay, definitely.
Don't be a pretty woman in an island of no women.
Can I have your email address, Mr. Mawere, so that I write this proposal?
mdmawere1@gmail.com.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'm sure he's going to
So
ask
we
that
need
again.
people, yeah,
I'm sure he's going to ask the email again.
people like George.
No.
that
I heard that.
Yeah,
Kawana.
so he's already. So let's build communities, Tafazwa.
Definitely. You're gonna hear from
And
me.
George, when we build our community called Banking on Africa's Future, don't look for a president to blame.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm part of the community.
All right. So we want to make
All
you
right, guys,
president, George.
No.
Mr. Mawere, you're gonna hear from me. I'm out now.
Oh, no, thank you for being selfish.
Okay, you're gonna hear from me. I'm not very
No, I'm saying thank you for being selfish.
Good night, Mr. Mawere.
All right. Okay, that's, I think we have come to the end of the road. So thank you very much. So Sabina
Yeah.
says, George, tell us what you have understood by banking on Africa's future in Shona.
Nedishona.
Yeah.
Maguna kundisa pa tight ka.
Maybe Ndebele.
Lalo let's ndebela ankwani sikukhuluma. But ndoziwa aiwa.
So thank you. I think let's work with Sabina. She's got a lot of. I think we need people like her. We need more people like Michael, like George. Create an argument where there's no argument. Facts where there are no facts. So that we can be able to narrow what is fact, what is fiction.
Right.
So thank you very much. And you can summarize in 2 minutes so that we close.
Yes.
For me, I've understood. Sorry. You go first.
The government is ours, so we need to put it to task. That's my question. That's all I have. It's a Zimbabwean government. What the hell is going on?
I'll definitely agree with you. The government is ours, whether we like it or not. It is ours. but there is always that point of infliction, Yakuti. Why are we tolerating such an abuse by the government? And that question is what I am trying to figure out and see where the consistency in what we as a people can invoke to make sure that that government is put to account and is accountable. So.
Okay, that's fine. So I think one day we'll agree with George that government is a human creature created by humans. Government not accountable, but people are. We don't elect governments, we elect people into position to serve us. It is people that we have to make accountable, not government. We have to be specific, particular, and deliberate. When we say government, let's talk, is it the president? Is it the Minister of Finance? So when we know those office bearers, we may be able to take further actions. Let's not inquire into human and say, who is the Vatican? No, there is a Pope. He's just a character like you and me. One day there will be another Pope, and that one may be gone. So let's celebrate our understanding of institutions so that we may know that a party does not exist, but individuals do. Let's talk about Mugabe as individuals so that we may be able to question what was in their mind when they signed this document in 2005, so that we may be able to progress what we think. We need to confront individuals. You're on point. It is individuals who mess up. It is individuals who fart. It is individuals who go to the toilet, who eat, who get tired, who are bad husbands. But marriage is, as an institution, can never be a bad institution. There are many people who are making strides under that umbrella called. There are people who have failed, like many. So let's not condemn marriage because some have failed. Let's learn from those who have failed. We may know what to avoid. So we're not here to attack anybody. We're just here to celebrate our humanity, our diversity. We are young. We all don't have to do the same thing. We all learn from each other. So I do hope that those who are listening can listen carefully so that they don't have to ask the question again or argue again, so that we get diverted from what we have to do. So we individuals. George is here because he's an individual. He's not here because a group has caused him to come here. So let's celebrate our fellowship, our individualism, our self-interest in learning, so that when we learn, we share what we have learned. So then we can sing Amazing Grace and say, I was once blind, but now I can see. Even if I'm rich, I'm entitled to grace. Because without grace, what do I have? I have I don't have humility to say I don't know everything. There are many people who know everything but know nothing. So let us not be literate as illiterate, because I don't know everything that is to be known. That's why I'm an illiterate. Everything I learn from somebody, it becomes my benefit, my grace. So I say, anyone who says things I don't want to hear, that's grace in motion, so that we can build a bank of, and knowledge is power. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Mr. Mary. God bless you,
Yeah,
George.
thank you very much. All the same. Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye for
Okay,
now.
thanks.
Bye-bye.